My name is Suzanne Silver. I'm a CPA, and I'm about to put out my book, Corporate America Screwing You, What to Do About It. This book is about crimes committed in corporate America, frauds that have been committed that I have seen and my colleagues have seen from the years 2000 through 2015. I hope you'll join me now as I read the first chapter from my book. I think you'll enjoy it. Corporate America Screwing You, What to Do About It. Chapter 1, To Silence a Whistleblower. Whee! My daughter squealed with joy as we slid down the water slide and splashed into the pool below. We were on a 3-day weekend at a desert resort, taking a break from our hectic schedules that we lived in Las Vegas, Nevada. And I was adamant that my 6-year-old daughter was going to have a wonderful weekend and would not at all be affected by the anguish I was feeling inside. You see, I had discovered by accident just the day before that I was going to be fired. No, not laid off, not downsized, nothing as simple as that. I was being fired. Why? Because I had found and had reported fraud. I was a whistleblower, and I was about to pay a hefty price for my actions. As I said, it was quite by accident that I found out my employer's plans. I had taken a call from a headhunter that knew me. She, knowing that I handled the majority of hiring of accountants in the regional office, was asking me about the open position we were seeking to fill. I didn't know we had an active requisition out, so I asked her to tell me what she knew about it. As she read the job description, I felt sick to my stomach. It was definitely my job she was reading, and that's how I found out my employer was going to fire me. The woulda, shoulda, couldas started going through my mind as I hung up the phone and called another headhunter who was also a mutual friend of mine and my boss's. "This is so awkward," she complained as I point-blank asked her if she had been told to find a replacement for me. "Yes," she verified, "they are planning on terminating you just as soon as they can find a replacement." "I'll sue them!" I exclaimed as anger crept into my realization. "This is Nevada, Suzanne. You'll never win," my friend stated. She was right. I would never win in a court of law in that state. The casinos ruled the land, and they got away with firing women because they altered their personal appearance, they aged, or because their feet could no longer tolerate the high heels they were forced to wear. Even though I was a professional and was not held to those superficial standards, the laws were still just as slanted against me as a CPA as they were against the waitresses in the casinos. I didn't have a prayer. "Mommy, let's go again!" My daughter broke my remembrance and reminded me to smile and not let on that anything was wrong. I had already developed a plan that I would put into effect when I went to work Tuesday morning, and that plan was going to take every ounce of courage I had. But until then, I could do nothing, and worrying would not help. I climbed the steps with my daughter and did everything I could to fake it, never letting on what I was going through. Corporate America Screwing You is a real-life picture of corporations in the United States actively committing fraud between the years of 2000 to 2015. This book is filled with true stories based on my and my colleagues' years of experience working for corporate America. It explores what is wrong, the tricks that fraudulently raise stock prices only to have them plummet when the deception reaches its end, and things that cause fraud and destruction, the issues that have allowed our most infamous fraudsters and financial catastrophe creators to perpetrate the fraud, deceit, or incredibly erroneous actions that they did. And finally, what can we do and what can be done to correct the problems? Fraud is as old as greed itself. But that does not mean it cannot be deterred or lessened. We do not have to remain victims of its grip, and every individual, no matter who he or she is, can play a part in resolving the problems. But first, we need to understand and recognize just what the problems are and how these frauds and misconceptions are created.